This is something here that I think a lot of people would be interested in. It's kind of unique, and I'd like to share it with you. I was on a hunt in Alaska, about 100 miles east of Nome. It was in the spring, hunting grizzly bear. And I was on the hunt with that grizzly over there. It's in the center of the trophy room. Anyway, we're coming back to town that night after a hunt during the day. We hadn't killed our bear yet. And I'm driving a snow machine, a snowmobile, and my guide he was an Eskimo, he was on his snow machine. And we're cruising along, like I say, coming into town. And I look off to my left and I see these moose horns sticking out of the snow about halfway. Looking at them, I knew exactly what it was. Locked moose horns. Like white-tailed deer and deer, they fight and they get their horns locked up and they die. Well, I got the attention of my guide, my Eskimo, and we turned around, went back and dug these out of the snow. And this happens to be two huge moose that during the rut got into a fight, which they all do, and got their horns hooked together, which a lot of you have noticed or been aware of. White-tailed deer, a lot of times they'll be fighting and they'll get their horns locked together and they can't part and they'll die a horrible death. And then people find them horns locked together. Well, I was lucky enough to find this set of moose horns locked together. You can see they're locked up tight. So I got my Eskimo, we come back, we dug these things out of the snow and took them back to town. And this had probably happened in the fall, the previous fall, like 6 months before, 7 months before. So there was still some gristle and hair and so forth on the skulls, and they were pretty nasty looking. And the Eskimo said, bring them back. He says, I'll have the kids clean them up. So they boiled them and cleaned them up for me, and FedEx delivered them here about 6 months later. So I got them here in the trophy room. It's the only ones I've ever seen or actually ever heard of being locked this tight. I mean, you can't get them apart. I mean, and I think about that, and people look at these, and you can visualize two 1,500-pound moose with their horns locked together like this. What a struggle that had to be. And they both died. And what a horrible, horrible death that would have had to been. Our only hope is that if there would have been wolves in the area that come in and kill these moose before they suffered anymore. And it all sounds gruesome, it all sounds horrible, which it is, but it's the truth. This stuff happens in the wild. There is no peaceful, natural death in the wild. They don't have hospitals to go to. They don't have morphine. They don't have aspirins. They're on their own. And like I say, there is no death in the wild that is peaceful or pain-free. And I look at these horns and it had to be terrible to have these big moose locked together and not able to get away. In fact, there are stories, and I've seen pictures of white-tailed deer getting their horns locked up, and they struggle so much and turn so much and twist that one horn and head will be pulled off the other one, and the survivor will be running around with the head and horns hooked on his horns out in the woods. I've seen that several times, but I've never seen anything like this.